MTAR Tech though. In fact, this is the counter to focus on the back of earnings. It had robust results in the second quarter. MTAR Tech's order book outlook also looking significantly better than it has in quite a while. In fact, Parvat Srinivas Reddy, Managing Director and Promoter of MTAR Technologies, joining in. Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy, for taking the time. Very evident in the numbers that the second quarter was strong for you. Could you break this down for us, though? What led to the revenue growth during the quarter? What were the key drivers in the order activity? And specifically in the nuclear space and the aerospace, are you expecting any significant orders in the near to medium term? And what are the timelines in those spaces?
The key driver for Q2 has been the clean energy, and obviously we have done pretty well in space and nuclear as well. The order book has grown by getting huge orders in clean energy sector, as we have mentioned earlier. And we are also expecting the orders from nuclear and space over the next 2 quarters. Right now, the nuclear side, the fleet reactor tenders are started coming in. So we're expecting quite a big number of orders flowing through the next 2 quarters as well in all the sectors. So overall, we'll have a strong order book by end of the year. As of today, we have about 535 crores as of September 30th, and we'll continue to grow. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll end up with about 700 crores plus order book by end of this year.
Okay. I want to specifically ask you about the order for export of Yuma hot boxes and associated components for Bloom Energy that you received in the quarter gone by. When does that start contributing? What's the scope of the order, and what's the outlook on margins here? And also, what is the target for revenue from Bloom Energy over the next 3 years?
The first part is the order what we have received for about 220 crores is for the next calendar year, that is 22, to be delivered from January to December. And they've also indicated to give additional order for another 1,000 units for the next calendar year itself. So that order might go up to about 290 to 300 crores. Apart from that, over the next 3 years, they have received a major order for 500 megawatts from SK Group, which actually will lead to about 10,000 additional units spread over 3 years. That is additional volume that we can get, which is almost double the existing volume. That's a very good upside that we can look at from the year calendar year 23, 24, and 25.
Sure. Mr. Reddy, also wanted to understand about the opportunity that you foresee coming in from the government's Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, policy which is constructed, fleet of reactors especially, and what kind of orders you think you can get given the government's thrust on Make in India?
That's been a very good move by the government. Most of the organizations have been told that they have to develop a lot of systems and subsystems indigenously. And we have been working on this for a number of years. It's nothing new to us. But what's happening right now is because of this additional push, a lot of imports have been stopped. And for example, we are developing the roller screws, which is an import substitute. Electromechanical actuators, a lot of systems and subsystems for defense. Nuclear, you can see the fleet reactors coming in. So a lot of positive intent from the government, and that's helping the company a lot to actually a lot of pressure on us as well, the R&D department, to gear up to such requirements for Government of India. And we are right up there, and we are moving very positively in that direction.
Okay. What I also wanted to understand about was the opportunity from the space programs conducted by India. Given that 70% mandate is for the private sector participation, just wanted to understand what scope and visibility do you see coming in from this?
Space, if you look at it, because of the pandemic for almost 2 years, the number of launches have come down. But I had enough interactions with the directors at both LPSC and VSSC, and they have clearly mentioned that they are back to full-fledged launches from March of next year. So that we should be back on target in terms of space as well. And in terms of launches, we all know that they have a very aggressive plan. They want to continue with it. At the same time, they're looking at privatization of these launch vehicles over the years. So let's see how it goes and how it can progress. We're also looking at participating in the SSLV launch vehicle program, which is government is first going to launch their own vehicles and then probably look at privatization. So we need to look at it at an appropriate time and take it forward.
Talk to us, Mr. Reddy, about the opportunities in the nuclear sector, specifically relating to refurbishment and maintenance. How do you expect that to pan out?
See, nuclear sector, as I said, one is the new reactors. That's going pretty strong with the fleet reactors coming in. As far as refurbishment is concerned, we have already completed the refurbishment of the Kaiga reactor right now. We have supplied everything. And we're expecting this for the other reactors as well happening every year or every 18 months. So that's going to be a continuous program for all the existing reactors. So that's something which is good for MTAR. And maintenance is something which we supply all the key niche components and products to the nuclear division, like ball screws, water lubricant bearings, various assemblies, which we regularly supply. So that part of it also will grow over a period of time with number of reactors going up. So we're expecting a positive growth happening in these three verticals under the nuclear itself.
Mr. Reddy, MTAR order book 535.6 crore at the end of September. You're seeing it going up to 700 by the end of this year. I'm just trying to understand the split between exports and domestic, and whether or not you see a dramatic shift in that in the next financial year or in the times to come.
I wouldn't say there'll be a dramatic shift, but obviously the clean energy sector is actually doing extremely well. The kind of demand we have in space and the kind of products that we have developed. For example, apart from the SOFC units, we've already developed the hydrogen units, the electrolyzers. So we're expecting a lot more to happen over the next couple of years in those areas as well. But the domestic market is also picking up in all these strategic sectors pretty good. But clean energy obviously is galloping, and that's something good for the company. And it'll be a proper blend of all these sectors. Each one of them will be a good growth driver for the company. But clean energy will take definitely a much higher position compared to the other sectors at this time.
Right. Okay, Mr. Reddy, good speaking with you. Thank you so much for answering all our questions and giving us all that insight. Good having you on the show today. Let's move on.